The typical American eats too much food, eats too many calories, eats too little fiber, eats too many refined and processed foods, eats too much fat, particularly saturated and trans fats, and participates in too little physical activity. Many of us have been on diets. Just knock them out here. American Heart Association, Atkins, Zone, Sonoma, American Diabetes Association, Weight Watchers, South Beach, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, Mediterranean, and the list goes on and on and on. Well, how did those diets work out for you? The bottom line is a diet causes distress. A diet is distress in eating tendencies. And the bottom line is diets don't work. The reason they don't work is they're short-term fixes that really require a long-term solution. Trimming is a program that really summarizes the other Living with Your Heart and Living with Your Diabetes programs of knowing, feeding, moving, minding, and cleansing. And the focus of trimming will be on energy balance, portion size, and intuitive eating. The goals of trimming include matching intake of energy to your overall bodily needs. Limit consumption of foods with high caloric density or low nutritional quality, including those with high content of sugars. Maintain a level of physical activity that achieves fitness and balances energy expenditure with energy intake. And for weight reduction, expenditure should exceed intake. So do you need a trim? Well, there's a couple of ways to look at this. We have two tools that are the most common. The body mass index. And if your body mass index is greater than 30, then you definitely need a trim. If your waist circumference is greater than 40 inches for a man or 35 inches for a woman, you also need a trim. If you fall into this category, you may need some additional information. You may need to know what your percent body fat or your body composition is. And you really need to know what your ideal weight is so that you can have a goal for a weight loss plan. The action and follow-up includes beginning a weight management program, talking to your doctor if you have any questions, and you should start to see results in about 4 to 6 weeks. Being overweight and obese is an epidemic now in the United States, not only with adults but with children as well. 15% of kids in the U.S. are overweight, twice the number that was overweight in the 1970s. So let's talk about the body mass index. The BMI, or body mass index, is a tool for indicating the weight status in people over age 20. We don't really need to do that for kids for a variety of reasons, but it's based on your height. So it's how much you weigh compared to how tall you are. It can be calculated or you can use a table. Normal is between 18.5 and 24.9. Overweight is identified as anything greater than 25, and if you have a BMI of greater than 30, then you're considered to be obese. The other one is the waist circumference, and yes, that beer belly can be a killer. The fat is an active organ, pumping out powerful hormones and messages that will affect how other organs such as your heart, liver, brain, and pancreas work. And not all fat is alike. The fat around your gut, which we may call a beer belly, is also packed around the abdominal organs and is more metabolically active than the fat that's in your derriere or backside. So we measure the weight, your waist circumference, and to measure this, you place a tape measure around your bare abdomen, just above your hip bone, right around your belly button. And be sure that the tape is snug and doesn't compress your skin and is parallel to the floor. Relax and exhale as you measure your waist.